If you're watching this video and you've got a teen or a tween, the good news is that you're probably not a koala parent, as it refers to a very specific approach to raising newborn babies and infants. Koala parenting is more formally known as attachment parenting and was made famous by pediatricians William Sears and Martha Sears. And the idea is that if you follow the steps outlined in their book, you are more likely to promote a secure attachment with your child. And we know from decades of research that children who are more securely attached to their parents are likely to be less anxious, more confident, more grounded, and there's even correlations with mental health, self-esteem, and academic success. Things get confusing though, because koala parenting or attachment parenting is not the same thing as attachment theory. They just have very similar and very confusing titles. Put simply, there is no direct evidence that following the principles of attachment or koala parenting results in secure attachment with your baby. And just to confuse you even more, I actually think that the principles of attachment parenting or koala parenting are wonderful things that are actually quite likely to create secure attachment. But the problem is that nothing with human beings is ever as simple as following steps out of a book. We're just too complicated and nuanced. And relationships in particular with newborn babies who can't talk or tell us what they need are supremely complicated. Here's what we do know though. One of the ways that we know a secure attachment to a newborn baby is formed is by being a warm, empathic, understanding, non-reactive caregiver. And the 7 B's of koala parenting or attachment parenting can be a good guide to creating that, but things aren't that simple. Let's take a couple of the 7 B's and break them down so you can see what I mean. The first one is bonding from birth, and if you think about it, babies are swimming in their mother's hormones, they're breathing the same air, and they're probably coming out expecting to see the person who they were inside for 9 months. And so the idea in attachment parenting is that you spend a lot of time skin-to-skin contact, lots of eye gazing, and welcoming the baby in the real world. But what about all of the babies that end up in the neonatal intensive care for whatever reason? The opportunity to do that skin-to-skin contact, eye gazing from birth isn't there.
And yeah, I think we all probably know plenty of kids or adults who were born under these circumstances who are perfectly well adjusted and securely attached.
If a new mum takes the 7 B's too seriously or too concretely, I think it'll be incredibly distressing to her if she can't have that skin-to-skin contact. And that distress is going to be picked up by the baby. Her hugs, her eye gazing is going to be fueled with that anxiety, and she will not be the calm, secure, non-reactive parent that we really need parents to be to create secure bonds. And children are highly sensitive to their parents' anxiety. So the kid is going to pick up on this in some way, shape, or form. And that is the antithesis of what we want to have happen in a secure relationship with a newborn baby. So another example is baby wearing. Sears is a fan of skin-to-skin contact and loves the baby sling. So the baby is constantly in contact with the parent. And he acknowledges that this isn't a new idea, and we see it in different cultures across the world where women have intuitively held their babies as much out of practicality as of love. And there are kids, though, that don't like to be picked up. So forcing a kid to be in skin-to-skin contact like that is not going to be conducive to a secure attachment. We've got to think about temperament too. Holding a baby is great, but how you hold a baby is going to be just as important. Holding a baby while filled with resentment and anger is very different from holding a baby when you're loving and cooing and, smushing up on them. The baby is a sponge for emotions, so I would rather not hold a baby 24/7 if I'm irritable, need a break, I'm tired and restless. The 7 B's of attachment parenting are great guideposts to create healthy bonds with a newborn baby, but I don't know if following them like a prescription is essential. It's more important that the primary caregiver is attuned, responsive, and present to their baby and their baby's needs rather than checking off things off a checklist. A secure attachment will develop from the parent's state of mind rather than a book or a list of things to do. All in all, I do think koala or attachment parenting sounds pretty wonderful if it's not taken literally or as a prescription. And I do hope someone somewhere is doing a bunch of research to see if this does indeed create a secure attachment, because I'd be very interested in reading that to see if they've factored in some of the thoughts that I had about it. If you want to know more, sign up for our newsletter, and you do that by taking the parenting quiz on mypeoplepatterns.com/parenting-teens. Look forward to hearing from you.